Hey, Saggy, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Welcome to your March 2025 Tarot and Oracle reading. We're going to be asking what's coming towards you, what you need to be made aware of. We're going to start with the Mudra deck. These come with a physical affirmation that you can do with your hands if you choose to. And if you'd like for me to pray for you, simply say hi in the comments section below. Even an emoji, that works too. It's just something that we can focus our energy on. And I say we because I encourage everybody to do that for each other. It lifts us up, lifts you up. So if you'd like a lot of prayers, say hi. And please consider hitting that like button. Thank you. Of course, right? All YouTubers are asking you to do that. I appreciate you. All right, you guys. So your Mudra card is talking about releasing, letting go. And the physical affirmation to symbolize that is this. Let's see. Yeah. It's one hand facing you and it's one hand facing outward. There we go. Yeah. Like that. Touching middle fingers. So the affirmation is, my heart is light. There's a spring in my gait. My head is free. And my actions lead me to success. This mudra fortifies the bladder, detoxifies and cleanses. Also, it stimulates the circulation, refreshes, and raises one's spirits. So there's always like a physical correlation to the body with each one of these mudras, and that's it. Hold your hands under running water and breathe out deeply a few times. Everything which is bothering you, is painful or a burden, is either washed away by the water or you expel it with vigorous breathing. The elements, air and water, take on all that you wish to be rid of. So there's like a real detoxifying meaning underneath all this. And you have to detox in order for your heart to be light, like it's talking about. Then perform this mudra. And while you form it, imagine yourself to be bathed in pure, radiant light. You are refreshed and cheerful and go on your way with this lighter step. My heart is light. There is a spring in my gait. My head is free and my actions lead me to success. All right. So you can either do that or this. I don't think it matters. This is less comfortable though. So unless you want carpal tunnel. Yeah. That's pretty cool, you guys. One more and then we're going to get into your tarot reading. So oracle card for you guys. Okay, two more. We have the messages. I am open, responsive to the abundance of the universe. This is definitely like, keep your head held high, like you can change your attitude, let go of toxic energies. So I don't know what you've been through so far, Saggy, but it feels like it must be heavy. I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. So maybe that's where you can focus your attentions, right? Maybe that is actually one of the ways you can shake this off and detoxify, right? Is we can't really see what's underneath there when we've layered on all those toxic energies, and whether that's the news, all the crap that's going on in the world right now, or just something that's happened in your own life that makes you feel out of control or upset. So shaking it out, so much easier said than done, but whew, yes, Jesus. All right, let's get into tarot for my Saggies, March 2025. Tarot for Saggies. What's coming to my Saggies, March 2025? This is going to be an extended, so if you like to get advice, go deeper into the meanings and the readings, that will be in the that will be a link in the description box below. For all of you guys who like a little bit of a shorter, to the point reading, then this one is good enough. All right, we've got the healing card of the Six of Swords. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. What else for my Saggies? Friends. All right. What's this King of Pentacles? Bear with me, you guys. I just need to get a couple more. I need to unpack these a little bit more. Only taking the cards that fly because it's a living, breathing conversation. So we respect the cards how they fly out. If they fly in reverse, I definitely want that card to be unpacked. Then we read them that way. If they fly out upright, we read them that way. What I love is in the center of your reading, we have the Six of Swords here, which is recovery. Recovery. So I'm going to get a couple cards out about that. Recovery, healing, nice. Options opening up for you. That's an interesting one. It's stuck in my hand, and the space between the cards in my hand flew out All right, so you're going to get out of a place of conflict. I do think for some of you guys, your focus on becomes a little bit more about family, making good memories, nostalgia. Some of you guys have children around you. You're going to be looking at options, but I'm skipping a little bit over some of this heavier stuff. This is like, we start with this energy of the King of Pentacles, which is really an energy, could be yours or somebody else's, but this is almost a paternal energy in the sense it's very financially stable. It's very focused on the money and stability of things, the black and white of things. Definitely like not really focusing on fluffy feelings. Now, this could be an energy of somebody within a partnership. So it could be your partner, could be you, but there's a lot of like, the bigger picture is very much in alignment. So this is really keeping, it really feels like it's around your finances and stability. And it's about a partnership there with keeping the big picture, the long game in mind of creating legacy, inheritance, creating things, longevity around your finances. But here's the kind of the bitter twist in it is that I think you've experienced, Sagittarius, almost a sense of deception. And I don't necessarily, I'm not going to point the finger at anybody at this point because that's not actually what's coming through the reading. It feels that there's a transformation that comes on the heels of this deception, as naturally there would have to be. But yeah, this one hurt because the Seven of Swords talks about sometimes having the wool pulled over your eyes. Now, sometimes somebody else does that, right? Just by literally deceiving you, lying to you. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes we can pull the wool over our own eyes. It doesn't really so much matter in this reading, actually, because we have the Queen of Pentacles. I'd like to get some clarity on that Queen of Pentacles. Who's this Queen of Pentacles? Yeah. We have, I feel like you're seeing the holes. Anywhere there's holes in your stability, your structure, your money or anything, it's being revealed to you. And there's a moment of that bitter, but it turns into actually a pretty sweet twist because we have the Queen of Pentacles popping out here. She is the divine counterpart of the King of Pentacles. So somebody is, I think, getting the wool pulled back away from their eyes, and they're actually going to be much better for it. And they're rising to meet that King of Pentacles. And I think they're going to see eye to eye about which direction to go with their finances, which direction to go with their plans. And that's the transformation. That's the balance that was needed. And I think, we're talking about that first oracle card, the Mudra card of release and letting go. This might be letting go of grudges, letting go of situations that created that hole in one's perception and moving on, because we have a really great, like your reading is actually getting very, very positive because it's focusing on, boom, the next card, recovery. Sometimes, like that moment where we realize that maybe we're deceived, that our perception of things were not in alignment with our goals. And maybe it's easy to sit in that moment and play the blame game. I don't think that you really are interested in doing that for too long. I think you're looking forward to moving on. And yeah. So let's get a new deck and ask about the Seven of Pentacles, because this is a fork in the road. And at this fork in the road, you're getting a chance to kind of look at everything you've created and you're asking yourself, do I do it differently moving forward? Or do I change it up? Queen of Wands. Okay, you've got some interesting cards already flying out. Huh? You'll be tempted to give this person a piece of your mind or to share your peace of mind on social media, to share an opinion on social media or something, it looks like. Let's see. There is a kind of a defensive energy popping up here. This could be, and it doesn't have to be a person. It could be an entity, but either way, I think you feel that it's almost like one last punch, one last, like it feels as though it needs to be acknowledged that this was deceptive energy, and you feel that it needs to be on the outside. It's not enough to move on and perceive it on the inside. It's like, I think you want to make a statement. And that could be definitely striking some conflict. I think that, so for some of you guys, let me give you an example. This could be somebody who is spreading something about you and you realized, wow, that's not who I thought they were. And you want to make a public statement, or you want to address online, or you want to address publicly that situation. That conflict is something you don't want to steer away from. And I think it's ironic that I just said, you don't want to sit around for very long and play the blame game. That's easy. That's a very humanly thing. But I think you're going to feel the tarot that's coming out is saying basically that it needs to be addressed. So it's like a one and done, like punch and move on. Don't really punch anybody, please. But then you've got the 10 of Cups, very happy. So there's a sense of rebalancing things through your communication. Acknowledging this. This is a very interesting reading so far, because it's not a common story that comes through the cards that people are experiencing. There's naturally a lot of common stories we all experience in our life that the cards can talk about. But I will definitely be getting advice specifically about this portion in the extended. Yeah, this is to restabilize. I feel like, what's the 3 of Cups? Yeah, so this is around a partnership that was out of alignment. I think that it could have been a friend, somebody that you feel misguided you. There's something very much a theme of communications coming through swiftly. The 8 of Swords. It's going to take strength, specifically in your perceptions, challenging your perceptions. So the thought patterns and the self-limiting thoughts that we can have, you're going to be challenged. This looks like it challenges in the area of diplomacy and how one appears also. So keep in mind that we judge people sometimes based on their worst moments. And so, for instance, to give you an example, when somebody can make a clean break, like you're seeing them go through something difficult, and how they react to that tells you a lot about their character. So if they lash out, they gossip, they're hard on folks around them, we know that's kind of how a person operates. And there's a little warning that happens within all of us when we see that, and we say, well, that could sometimes happen to you, or they could do that to you, right? In this case, I think you want to take the higher road. It's going to be hard to move on without addressing it somehow. And it looks like you have a lot of peace and harmony coming to you when you figure out how you uniquely, Sagittarius, I'm talking to each one of you individuals, find out how diplomacy is going to look in this situation. All right, you guys, I'm going to move on to the advice portion and to the extended. If this is where I leave you, I adore you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these readings, and I will see you very, very soon for your bonus readings. Bye-bye.